Part. So this is basically what I have on the board is three of the same exact things, but they represent something else. They represent something different from what I wrote on the board. All right, so the first thing you have clear-minded. There's a yin-yang, or Tai Ji tool, represents clear-minded. Next one, confused. Obviously not clear-minded. And the next one is silent. We'll use that as a sense of indifferent. Okay, so clear-minded basically means none of these two. It's not confused, not silent. It's pretty much not doubting. Balanced, harmonious, right? Everything's just going the way, like you have. First of all, I'm actually putting this towards our own personal reflection, our own personal use. How Tai Ji Chuan or Tai Ji philosophy can be used personally. Okay, so the first one is about being clear-minded. That's no doubt. You don't have self-doubt. You're not questioning yourself in a negative way. Negative self-talk, you're not doing all this crazy stuff to yourself to make you feel like you can't do anything. Next one is confused. It's all of the stuff I just said. All of the, I can't do shit, I don't know what I'm doing, what's going on. You feel frustrated, angry, just a whole bunch of, like just eating bad food and you just feel like crap. Let's think of it that way. Because when you eat bad food, you don't feel good, not just in your body, but you don't feel good emotionally. Like everything just pisses you off when you have some bad food. You're agitated, you get frustrated, and it's an amazing thing how that happens because you can tell what's good enough for you when you eat something and you don't feel like crap. Okay? And the next one is silent. It's more like because I don't know what I really should be doing, kind of indifferent. I'm just going to forget this, forget that, or I really have no clue and I'm not going to bother. It's that kind of thing. Now, what do they all have in common? Not that it's just a red marker that I wrote it. They all have something in common. They are all common. They're all going to happen. And they're going to happen as much as you allow it to happen. So we take the macrocosm of the Tai Ji symbol, and we know it's an observation of the observation of how the sun and the moon affect life on this planet. Okay? Through seasons, through day and night changes, weather, and agriculture, so on. So, how does it relate to our life? Well, personally, when you have stuff that's constantly going in cycles, constantly happening, okay, we have a different perspective. For our lives, when things constantly happen, it's either happening in a good way constantly or happening in a bad way constantly. As simple as that is. And we know this every day. We see this all the time. Sometimes one moment we feel good, next moment we feel bad. That happens, and that's good, because it happens, and that's it. It's a reoccurring cycle. How often does that happen? Well, if it just keeps happening way too often than we hope it would, whatever negative thing, or whatever it is that we feel holds us down, be it inside our internal talk or external experiences, okay, if it constantly is happening more and more than we would like it to, then it almost becomes validated and it almost becomes a fixed law. Meaning, shit ain't changing, no matter how hard you try, it's not going to change. Doesn't mean it can't, it just means it's not going to, no matter how hard you try, because you're not trying in a different way. And trying in a different way means kind of like blowing up your shit. Totally doing what you just don't do. Making yourself so damn uncomfortable that the chaos emerges. Everything turns to shit, and then you figure it out. Because sometimes the amount of force we put into one specific direction causes that direction to literally collapse. It's too much. It could be in anything. You can't get too much positivity. Really, you can't. Because if positivity goes too much, you get sick, and it's not really positive. Okay, and so I'm not going in that direction. I'm going in the direction of our effort. How much we push into something that we cannot get free from, be it something that holds us down, be it something that makes us feel bad, be it the food that we eat, be it the habits that we have, in body, mouth, and mind. You know, these types of habits, anything that we do that literally does not get our greatest potential or get us off our ass and be excited to do stuff kind of feeling. Yeah, if it doesn't help you do that, then don't do it, but it's hard. Because we have these fluctuations all the time. And Tai Ji philosophy points at the fluctuation, the ebbs and flows of nature that we're in right now. We're in a building, but it's on Earth, and therefore it's part of nature. So we are in nature, it's just not green and leafy. Not that part of nature. It's the part of nature that's the ground, the rock, the rocky part of nature. So I used to have this argument with a lot of people, what's considered natural, before I came to what I just said. And it was more of a, oh, be in nature. And they're like, oh, but it's so hard to get away from the city. And I would argue with them, no, it's easy. Just go take a 25-minute ride, go to Staten Island, or go to like New Jersey and get lost in the woods, or go somewhere and get lost in the woods. You're in nature, right? And I never felt comfortable with that idea of nature. The idea that nature is apart from, the rest of the modern world. Because when we think of nature, we think trees, mountains, rivers, forests, and we hit a nice rugged lifestyle for the weekend, and we go camping and we're in nature. And then it took me about 28 years to realize, no, serious, it took me about 28 years, because I like to take apart, I have loved taking apart my mind, and for 20 years I thought I was actually doing it. And then it wasn't for the later portion of those, the 20 years, 31 years, so it took me about 8 or 9 years to realize something's wrong with my perspective, and I need to change it, and I didn't know how to change it, so I just kept pushing the same direction until it blew up, and then I was able to figure it out. So I think it was around, 3 years ago, where I finally got to a certain perspective. The perspective was, what the hell do I consider what do I consider nature to be? And always about we don't want to take chemicals in our food, right? We don't want to have chemical this and chemical that, and it's poison, of course. But chemicals come from the earth, and it's just the way it's combined, which makes it poisonous to the human body. So certain chemical stuff. Of course, we don't want to have those, but it is part of nature. It is natural. It's just combined in a very screwed up way that is poisonous. Even if it's done in a laboratory, those things were all done with things from this earth, right? And maybe from an asteroid or, Krypton or something. So whatever's happening on this planet is part of the natural world. Whatever is going on, whatever comes out of this earth is from the natural world. There's no real natural and unnatural. Unnatural would be something that comes from none of the resources and none of the chemical makeup of this planet whatsoever, and it's just some really weird, different element that has never been seen before on this planet and never came from this planet. Then, it's unnatural to our planet. So I had to come to this idea that all of this shit is natural. What's my issue? That was my yin-yang cycle of my thinking since I was 8 years old. 31 years to come to a point of freedom, of personal dogmatic thinking. And this is, we all have personal dogmatic thinking. Tai Chi Chuan on the macrocosm is the world. The microcosm is our mind. It's totally our mind. What cycles we keep repeating, in what form they keep repeating it. So if we can go into looking in our mind, introspection, self-introspection, and let's take an outline about what things have happened over and over again in my life. They may not have happened recently, but they've happened several times over a several year period, or many times over many years. And the fact is, it's bound to happen again.